I just want to welcome you now, and I will probably welcome you again. I know Facebook has been having some problems with the broadcast, so the initial opening of the broadcast has been a little bit muffled. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Rhonda J. Smith, certified holistic health practitioner and owner of Soul Delights, a company to help you to attain and maintain your health naturally. I'm so glad you're joining me today. The last few weeks, I've come before you and we've been talking about availability and use of oxygen, how we need oxygen for our health. There's been so much talk about immune system health, and I told you before, I agree with that. We need those essential vitamins, the ACE vitamins, A, C, E, D, all those zinc, magnesium, potassium to keep our immune systems strong so that it can fight our bodies can fight against anything that comes against it, including the coronavirus. But I wanted us to talk about oxygen. And so that's what I've been doing for the last few weeks. One of the things that happens even with coronavirus is it's been taking away people's breath. And so I just want to talk about again some things that we can do to increase the oxygen in our systems to help us to have a fighting chance even before a virus takes place in our bodies. And so I talked about how we have challenges to our systems that cause us not to have oxygen. Sometimes we have what would have been called pre-existing conditions like asthma and bronchitis and all those other issues rest with your respiratory system. And we talked even last week about how things beyond your health, chronic conditions, can take away your breath. We talked about the chronic stress that happens in our lives and also the caustic air that is not fresh and healthy. And so I gave a few things that you can do, but today we want to delve into a little bit more of what you can do to be able to have good air that is available for you. Last week, I asked the question, what is snuffing out your air? What is snuffing out your air? And so, one of those areas that we talked about, as I mentioned, was stress. And many of us are continuing to experience that in this COVID state. But we need to fight. We have to fight because we don't know how long various quarantines will be in place. We're depending on where you live, our way of life will be different, but we need not lose our health in addition to already things that have been lost, the attacks on our health that have been lost. And so we need to do what we can do in increasing the oxygen availability for us to be able to use is one thing that we need to do. And so I want to share with you a couple of things that will help us in this particular area. Making sure you have breath because so many things take away our breath. There have been a couple of um, things in the news lately about young Black men who have been killed senselessly by two vigilantes in Georgia and one in Indiana by police. And these are the types of things that can take your breath away, can make you angry, and can stifle your breath. And I'm with you. I have three young men myself, one who's about to go off to college. And so I get concerned, and these things do, in fact, take my breath away. But even before I allow these things to totally stifle me, I have to stop and think about what it is that I can do, what it is that I need to do in order to be able to get the breath that I need. And so before getting to the things that we can do in order to give our breath together, give us the oxygen that we need, I want you to think about these things first and foremost. We need to recognize what issue it is that we're having. So first, we need to confront what the issue is. I have this issue. I have an issue with what's going on in the world today. I'm tired of white people being vigilantes and seeking out to kill Black people just for being Black. Whatever your issue is that's taking away your breath, admit that you have that issue. And then you call out the source of that issue. And see, because a lot of times we just sit with the issues that we have and we don't talk about them, we don't deal with them. Those things are further taking away our breath and causing us to be unhealthy. And so there are other people out here who are unhealthy and doing very violent things that are definitely unhealthy and an attack on all of our health. But we need to be available to be able to fight. And I know some of us are tired of fighting. It gets old. The same things that are going on today that have been going on for 100 years in this country. I understand, but you need to not lose your breath so that you can have that to be able to fight where you have been called to fight. So you need to confront whatever issue it is that you're having that's causing your breath to be taken away from you. And then call out the source of that issue. I have this issue because this is a part of you facing it and facing up to it so it does not stifle your breath, so that it's not attacking your organs. It's not attacking your organs. And then confirm your feelings. It's okay that I feel this way. This is how I'm feeling. But we want to make sure that we're not just sitting in these feelings, that we are appropriately using our lives to be able to bring about change in our world and the world of others. And so then we need to seek to calm our feelings. And a part of calming our feelings is to be able to increase our oxygen levels in our bodies. Now, I also talked before in previous broadcasts about making sure that you renew your mind, that you thinking different thoughts through prayer and meditation and even therapy. Please do not discount therapy, because that is a tool for us to be able to get better. These are all the tools that help us to calm our feelings, but we're going to talk about oxygen. So last week I mentioned, and one of the viewers said they had some problems with being able to use plants, because plants was one of the things that I talked about. And I'm going to share with you some plants that are pretty easy to use to help you get oxygen. Markiba says that she used to get headaches because when she was stressed, she would hold her breath and not know it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Markiba. So often when we get stressed, and that was the question that I asked in the very beginning, what is snuffing out your air? What is causing you not to be able to breathe? And we need to breathe. Oxygen causes us to have life. And so thank you for sharing that. That's why we need to be really aware of what it is that we're feeling. And that's why I had us go through confront what it is that you're dealing with, and going through those various steps so you recognize where you are. That definitely helps you. So you want to be able to get some plants. And I'm not sure if Allison is on, but she said she had a black thumb instead of a green thumb. But here are some plants that help to remove toxins from the air. And so some of you may remember from science class that plants breathe in the air. They take in toxins from the air through the pores of the plant. And these plants that I'm going to name, just a few of them, because there's several, but these are some good ones, help to remove the toxins from the air to provide you with good oxygen that you have. So they're taking out things like carbon dioxide and other carcinogens, cancer-causing agents. That's what those carcinogens are. And leaving you clean air to help you to be able to breathe well. So rubber plant, many of us have seen these plants. A lot of times when we have funeral services, that's one of the plants that people often get, in addition to the peace lily. These are really good plants. They're pretty easy to take care of, but they're great for removing toxins from the air. Chinese evergreen is another one. English ivy and the ficus. Again, there's several. You can Google these, check these out online, see if you like them, see if they look pretty enough for you, but they all do the same job, is to help to purify the air. And there are other areas that help to purify the air, and two others that I want to talk about for your space, your personal space, and then also you going somewhere else to be able to breathe in oxygen. So we know people have air purifiers in their homes, and those work. But I want to share with you another type of air purifier. It's called an oxygenator. An oxygenator. And this is a type of a device. You can look this up to help to improve the oxygen in your rooms, in your homes. Now, you can't be in the room when it is being generated because it is really, really strong. But you run this machine in your room, and it helps to purify your room and provide you with the oxygen that you need in your room. So it's really powerful. It gives you oxygen. So often we have impure air and also not enough that's available. But an oxygenator is a machine that you can get to purify your rooms in your home. Additionally, one of my friends who loves a party and loves to cater to people had an event where she took us, and we met her at a salt room. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. We met her at a salt room, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It was a room that you sat in these chairs and you just relaxed, and they actually blew into the air pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, that helps to purify your lungs. It helps with the respiratory system. And this is, again, what we need. We want to be able to breathe better, to be able to have the oxygen that we need to be able to be healthy and to do what we were put on this earth to do. So, house plants, and I named some. Air purification. Some have air purifiers and they're very common. You can get them from house stores. But a new one that you may not have heard of before is an oxygenator. Is an oxygenator. You are so welcome about the plants. Yes. So the device that you can get, Paulette, just if you type in online and you type in oxygenator, some different machines will come up. Some different machines will come up, but and they will explain to you that this machine helps to purify the air. They'll let you know that you can't stay within the particular room at the time that it's being generated. But I can give you a specific one because I do have some. I don't have them right handy that you can get. Definitely, I can do that for you. And again, the other area for air purification that I mentioned was going to a salt room. Going to a salt room. The third area that I'm going to talk about is water. Now, I can't talk enough about water. We all know that water is a wonderful thing. Our bodies are made mostly of water, and we are expelling water just by living. Even if we don't exercise, water is being taken from our bodies. But water is one of the things that helps to move oxygen in your body because you need the water to be able to move the blood. And we know the blood has the iron that helps to deliver the oxygen all throughout your body. So you need to be able to increase the amount of water that you drink so that the oxygen is able to move freely throughout your body. And in addition to that, you want to not just increase the amount of water that you have, but you also want to look at the type of water. Now, I mentioned an oxygenator for the room. There are actually oxygenators for your water. There is a little machine that is a portable, and it has a device that you stick inside the water and you turn it on, and it increases the oxygen level in your water. It's also called an oxygenator, but it is a portable device and it increases the oxygen in your water. Now, I'm going to share something else with you to purportedly increases the oxygen levels. Now, I'm not sure about the science of this even though I've tried it because I didn't see the harm in doing this. But placing a few drops of food grade hydrogen peroxide in your water. And this is something it is controversial. I'm just going to admit to you. This supposedly increases the oxygen in your body. And for me, I know that the hydrogen peroxide is a good cleaning agent. I use the food grade on my fruits and vegetables because it removes the pesticides and herbicides on there, particularly if you cannot buy anything organic. If you need to do conventional fruits and vegetables, this helps to remove a lot of the toxins, the food grade hydrogen peroxide. So even on the bottle, the description, you can get this from a health food stores in the refrigerated section. It tells you that you can put in 3 drops of the hydrogen peroxide in a glass of water and wait about 3 minutes or so. You can drink it. So again, I know that hydrogen peroxide purifies things. That's one of the areas that they've been saying in terms of the coronavirus killing that on surfaces. And so I know it's a purifier for the outside, and using it on the inside, I didn't see any harm in it. So I haven't used it lately. It's been some years. But again, I wanted to share with you as we are talking about increasing oxygen in our system. That's one area that has reportedly been used to increase oxygen in people's systems. So I just wanted to share that with you. So these are the things that I'm sharing with you this week. Next week, we're going to talk about four more areas of increasing the oxygen level in your system. So I'm so glad that you joined me today. Let me just review them. First of all, you have to identify what is causing your air to be snuffed out and confront that thing, because you don't want to sit in it. Even as Markiba said, she recognized that she was holding her breath. When she would get stressed out, she would have headaches, and also recognize that she was not breathing. And that's not good, because toxins come into play when you are stressed out, and when you don't release them, releasing toxins in your body, they build up in your body and you become sick. So we don't want to do that. Increasing the oxygen helps us to be able to breathe easily and to be able to get the toxins out of our body. So I talked about house plants that you can get, such as the English ivy, the Chinese evergreen, and the peace lily. Those are house plants that are really good at removing toxins from your air. You can purify your air by using an oxygenator or going to a salt room. And also, water helps to increase your oxygen by increasing the amount that you drink and also the type that you drink, by oxygenating your water, either by using an oxygenator or, as some people have reported, using food grade hydrogen peroxide in your water. Thank you all so much for joining me. And it's important these broadcasts are for me, because as a healthcare practitioner, a natural healthcare practitioner, it's important to me that people get a holistic view of health and not just look at one thing and try to band-aid an issue. And so I thank you for joining me. I hope that this broadcast has been helpful to you. I know it has been, because people have already responded and said, and I thank you all for that. But if you want to go beyond the broadcast, you can contact me one-on-one. Again, I am Rhonda J. Smith, a certified holistic health practitioner. In some circles, is known as a naturopathic doctor or a natural health doctor. I am out of Detroit, Michigan. And even though we're in this COVID state and I can't meet with people face to face, there's a lot of assistance that I can give to you virtually. So you can contact me at my website, www.souldelights.com. I'll make sure to pin that before we get off. But contact me. I have a wealth of programs and we can work one-on-one. So as you're looking to invest in your health, I just ask you to invest in me to help you invest in your health. Again, Rhonda J. Smith, certified holistic health practitioner and owner of Soul Delights. Thank you again so much for watching. God bless you. I'm going to pin this now before I get off of the broadcast. All right. And some people said they heard about the hydrogen peroxide, so that's good. I tried it. I can't say that I noticed a great difference. I did do that before. All right. God bless you all. Thanks again for joining me.